Morgan Wallen, the rising country star who captured the hearts of millions with his soulful voice and captivating lyrics. But just as his career was reaching new heights, scandal threatened to bring everything crashing down. This is the story of Morgan Wallen, the man, the music, and the controversy.
The intro you've just seen has been almost entirely created using artificial intelligence, and in the following minutes I am going to show you how I managed to create this video that looks like a Netflix documentary. For today's video, we are going to need ChatGPT, Flixier, and Midjourney. The first step you need to take when you want to create a video that gets a high number of views is to find the subject that's trending right now. You can do that by using Google Trends. In the lower side here, you'll see the latest trending searches. I noticed that a lot of people are talking about Morgan Wallen, a country singer who just released a new album. Now we're going to head over to the first software we'll be using today, ChatGPT. We'll go to chat.openai.com and ask ChatGPT to create a video script for us about Morgan Wallen in the style of Netflix documentaries. Because it's got a huge database of information, ChatGPT will write a script for our video in just a few seconds. Now that we have our script, the next step is creating our video. To do that, we'll look up Flixier on Google, visit the first link, and then click on Get Started. To create our video, we're going to need images, footage, and of course a voiceover. First off, let's solve the voiceover problem. This is going to be the easiest part since we're going to use artificial intelligence again. We'll go back to ChatGPT, copy the intro part, and then move over to Flixier, click on Import and Text-to-Speech. Let's select English as our language, paste in our media, and then choose a voice. After we've chosen the right voice, we can click on Add to Media. Now that we have our voiceover, we can start looking for videos to use. Generally, we won't be able to use videos we find on YouTube because of copyright issues. However, we have an option called Fair Use. Fair Use allows us to utilize short clips from videos we find online as long as we repurpose the footage and use it to create a transformative piece of content instead of simply re-uploading it. That means we'll be able to use some YouTube videos of Wallen in our documentary. However, I want to start this video about Morgan Wallen with, you guessed it, a picture of Morgan Wallen. If we look up photos of Morgan Wallen on the internet, it's very likely that those pictures are all copyrighted. That's why I decided to use Midjourney. Midjourney is an AI software that we can control through Discord, and it will generate digital art for us. I'm going to tell Midjourney to create a realistic drawing of Morgan Wallen. When making videos, it's important that your voiceover matches the footage you have on screen. For example, our intro talks about how Morgan touched the hearts of millions of people. That's why we'll go over on YouTube and look up concert footage of Morgan Wallen surrounded by people. Now we'll copy the link to this video, go back to Flixier, open the import menu, paste the link to our video, and then click on import again. Then we'll go over to this section and click the cut button. Since we no longer need that first part, we can right click on it and select Ripple Delete. Another thing we can do is detach the audio, since the background audio has people chanting Morgan's name and being very excited. That's why we're gonna use this audio sequence. We're gonna drag it over to the beginning, but we'll lower the volume down to around 5% so it stays in the background. We'll make this video a little larger and frame it better on screen. We'll also go over to the video tab, and from here we'll add a fade-in transition and then adjust its duration. This is the final result. I've noticed that Midjourney got the aspect ratio wrong, but we'll try to use this picture anyway. We're going to save this image, go back to Flixier, and then drag it down to the timeline. We'll add it here, but we're only going to use this small section and try to frame Morgan's face as best as possible. We're going to add fade in and fade out transitions to this as well. We'll also head over to the other video and add a fade out. We can also select this part when he's at a conference, press the S key, and then Ripple Delete. Another thing we need to do is right click on it again, select Detach Audio, and delete this part of the audio since we don't really need it. After we get rid of all the footage we don't need, we'll head over to the next tab. We can cut this video again and blur the last part in order to help our text stand out. To do that, select this part of the video, go to Effects and use the blur option. Drag this slider up and then go over to the Text tab and click on Add Simple Text. We'll type in "the man" and then on the right side menu we'll select the text preset. For this example, I'm going to use rounded. I'll choose yellow for the background and use black for the text itself. We're also going to make it a little larger. To keep everything consistent, just copy the text element and paste it over 2 more times. We can change what it says afterwards. To make the video a little more engaging, we can open the audio tab and look for some country music. I'm going to use this song called The Roads. After adding it to the video, I'll make sure to lower the volume to around 2%. Now we just continue putting together our video, moving on to the first act. We'll add our voiceover just like we did the first time. Just click on import, paste in the text, select Matthew again and click on add to media. You can see that the beginning of the first act is about his birthplace, so we'll try to find some stock videos of Tennessee. To do that, we're going to look it up in the stock tab. As you can see, we've found some Tennessee videos we can use. We'll use the first part from our Tennessee video and then add some stock footage of a guitar. We'll add a fade in and a fade out here as well. Next up, we're told about how Morgan Wallen always liked music and used to sing in church when he was little. We'll go back to Midjourney and use the Imagine feature. This time the prompt will be a little different. We'll ask Midjourney to draw Morgan Wallen at the age of 3 singing in a church. To make sure that the picture is as realistic and precise as possible, we can type in 2 colons followed by a 1. These are the results we got from Midjourney. We're going to go with this one since it's very expressive. While Midjourney is generating our image, we're going to have to find a scene from The Voice since that's how Wallen became famous. We'll click the import button again and add this video. We'll cut out a small portion of the video, then right-click on it and detach the audio. We can set the volume to something like 2 or 3%. Because we're using the audio from this scene, we need to go over to our background music track and cut out a section for this part of the video so they don't overlap and make everything sound bad. Now we can see that our image has been generated. It's not exactly perfect, but it'll do. When you're making your video, you should experiment with multiple prompts until you get the best image that Midjourney can create. After all, Midjourney is only an AI program, so it can sometimes fail. We'll upload our image to Flixier and add it to the timeline, then add 2 transitions to it. Now we're ready to move on to Act 2. In case you want your video or text to be longer, you can ask ChatGPT for a much longer and more detailed script. When you're happy with the video you have, all you have to do is click on Export and your video will be ready in less than 3 minutes. So let's take another look at what we have learned today. First off, we learned how to generate a script for a video using ChatGPT. Then we learned how to use Flixier to create our video, generate AI voiceovers and edit clips from YouTube. On top of that, we also learned how to generate images using Midjourney. If this video was helpful, please don't forget to use the like button and subscribe. Good luck!